Show's over, Lee.
You look tired, Parker.
I don't even remember. It was so quick.
This happened.
You are not alone anymore, Pete.
What do you owe the city?
What's up?
Why are you scared?
Nothing. You disagree with my take?
Huh?
I don't get to pick
What?
and choose when I'm Spider.
I thought you were coming here to disagree with my take.
My neighborhood. You can do this. You can do.
I was wondering if you wanted me to correct your storytelling.
Oh my god.
It's not the first time we met.
Oh my god.
That was probably the first time you realized that you loved me. But that wasn't the first time we met, my cute little baby.
Okay, when was the first time? Somebody tell us.
I just tweeted about it. I just told you when we when we pulled up to the Burbank Studios today, I was like, wait. I was like, it's today December 6th. This is the first time we met in this building on this day 4 years ago.
See, every time I ask you how we met, you give me like a new time.
No, it's not. The first time we ever met in person is that day. But the reason why we never talked about it previously was because we don't like to mention in the other clip you mentioned that you were with a girl.
Yeah.
We don't like to talk about all that shit. But he was not dating this girl. I don't want to say too much about it because it was weird
XQC Lore.
But they were dating, and it wasn't Kim. I don't know why you guys keep saying that. That's so stupid. But
Yeah, I wasn't dating.
no, me and you met casually in the Overwatch, the preseason game in like the stands.
Yeah, I remember
was
you.
there with other people, and then they were like, "Oh, this is XQC this Adept," and we were like, "Hey, whatever." I had a boyfriend at the time.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was there. I'm pretty sure he was there.
What? I don't.
And so it was like nothing. It was just like, "Oh hey, I know you from Overwatch." they're putting Force and CD both. And then later on, New Year's Day again. So
Went to the vault.
December 6th is the first time we met. But then New Year's was when he realized that he was gonna love me forever. And
At
then,
the vault, right?
Yeah. And then
At the vault. No kidding.
like
It was a club inside of a vault that they redone and like redesigned in a club, and it was the most obnoxious music and people that I've ever come across, and I just realized that that's just how LA is, just really just trashy clubs and people.
we actually talked about this a couple months ago. We were like somewhere and he saw a dress and he was like, "Oh, this is like the dress that you wore that day." So that's how I know that day. So just because that day stood out to you doesn't mean it was the day we first met. But
Yeah, but I knew you were an upgrade though.
I mean, of course, but there's like a lot to the story. It's a very long story. I don't even think we'll ever get fully into it. But he had, you know. Okay.
I mean, because I couldn't hold it anymore. Say, I have something.
I'm like sitting right.
Yeah, but
ass
please
level.
come into this story, please.
What else is there though? I was just correcting that wasn't the first time we met. That's all. But it's a very long story. I don't think we ever tell the whole thing.
Yeah. And I went to karaoke.
Oh yeah. Okay. So when did we go to karaoke though? Do you remember? Was it before? It had to be in January or February.
A little bit after.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. But
No. We didn't meet for like a month or something.
yeah, we didn't see each other for a long time. We didn't even really talk. And then months had passed, and then you guys saw one of our first dates ever. I don't know if it was like our official first date, because our first date was Korean barbecue.
Hello at X Go
But
Smile.
we did the zoo thing, which was like just basically our first date.
Yeah.
I think it may have been the same day.
Yeah.
You guys saw it.
And then we went to karaoke, and we sang a bunch of cool songs.
No.
Not that day. Later on, though.
No. We sang karaoke way before. Okay. The karaoke. Listen. I didn't want to date Felix at all at first. I could tell that he was somewhat interested, and I didn't want to date him. That's why we didn't see each other for a couple months. No, he thinks that I'm lying.
Sammy.
No, because like he said, when me and him met New Year's, he was with some
Felix,
other girl.
you really messed up
And so
not
I was
remembering
like, why would I want to be with this guy? Like, he's a player. Like, he could go, you know, like, I'm not going to be one of his hosts. He could go fuck a billion other girls. Like, I'm not going to give it any of my attention, right? But then, when we did karaoke together, and then he came to my brother's house, and then we sat in the car and we talked for like 5 hours, and then I was like, okay, I guess he's like kind of cute. So it took a while to really convince me that you weren't just going to be some boy of the week. It took a while. I had to really believe it. But what really got me is he started singing Dua Lipa. He had never heard the song before, and it's a song where it's like, I see the moon, I see the moon, oh, and you're looking at the sun. And he was just reading the lyrics off the screen, but he was singing it perfectly in harmony with like how Dua Lipa sings the song, and it was really cute. And then we were singing a bunch of karaoke songs with the whole group. And then that's when I realized that I could give him a chance. Real and true. And then we went on the zoo date.
And then I got to this new place, right? I was gonna get. But then they told me somebody had died in my new apartment. So they said, we'll give you a new one. So they gave me a new apartment, and I went to the new apartment, and a couple weeks in, the police raided me.
Yeah.
And I had nowhere to go. So I sent her a text, and she came pick me up. And then
well, yeah, the first time it happened, I immediately drove out to his apartment because I lived like 30 minutes away or some shit. I went to his apartment and I was like, "Is everything okay? You good? Blah blah blah." I actually helped him pick out almost everything for that apartment too. I helped him get like just little utensils and shit so he could live. And then it happened again a week later or whatever. And then that's when I told them, I was like, Felix, I already talked to my parents about it, because by then we were pretty much dating. And I was like, Felix, I already talked to oh no, we were dating, because he came to my house a couple times. He went to my parents, okay. He paid over $100. So this was the other part of the test, right? He paid like over $100 and went in the Uber for like over an hour to get to my house, to my parents' house.
okay, it wasn't 100, it was like $141, but sure.
Yeah, I said over 100.
Okay, yeah.
And so I was like, wow, if he's willing to really go through all that, then, you know, obviously he's not just going to be the boy of the week. Like, he really means business. So, he says 141 like he remembered. And so I was like, okay, and then, did I drive you home or did you Uber home? I think you Ubered home too.
Yeah, I Ubered home the next day.
Ubered home too. And then
I fell asleep in the car. He woke me up when I got home.
Yeah. And then so a couple weeks had passed, the swatting stuff happened. So we were already dating by that point. And then I was like, Felix, my parents said you could just live with us. Like, you can have that whole part of the house right there. That's all you. Just like, you know, whatever you want to do. If you want to come live with us, you're good to live with us. And then we lived together ever since. We've never lived apart, really.
So what was so cool about my apartment that you liked?
Which one?
The Glendale apartment. Come on, tell chat.
The apartment was dog shit. We didn't like anything about it.
But what was one thing that you liked about the apartment that I had set up?
Oh, the bed? Yeah, the bedding. We have never switched. Okay, so like we've switched it, but we have repeatedly bought the same bedding over and over and over again since that bed. Repeatedly.
Because I was on a team full of players that for the first time they had actually a good paycheck and they didn't know what to spend money on. And they had found these websites where they got like really good bedding stuff, like sheets and pillows and pillow sheets and pillowcases. They're like insane quality that weren't even that expensive, but they were like. And then I just copied, and then they bought. I was like, dude, sheesh, that shit is busting. And I had this I think it's bamboo sheets, fucking bedding, and it was bussin'. That thing was like you were like slipping on air, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah. It was so soft, and it was crazy because it wouldn't matter how cold or hot we were. The bedding, all of it was always the perfect temperature. It was you felt like you were sleeping like a fucking prince, like a king. It was so good. So we've always bought the same shit. And then who tried out our bedding recently? It was a streamer. God, who was it?
I don't remember actually. Oh, in Austin, maybe?
Yeah, someone in Austin. It had to be like Chance.
Yeah. And they were like, Cheech.
No. They almost insulted us. They were like,
Who did that?
I don't remember who it was. It's someone in Texas.
Why would they talking shit?
Because we gave them the fucking pleasure of like touching and feeling our sheets, and then they were like, and I was like, bitch, get the fuck out of here, go away. You know what I mean? Because like we love this bedding set for like years. That is
Actually,
our
thank.
fave. Same mattress, same sheets, same bedding material. All of it is the same, but
Easiest way to get a girl to come back at least once, a good bed set and a good mattress. Also,
but I would also just like to point out that we had slept over with each other like maybe 4 times without, sleeping with each other. So, don't be afraid to hold out. You could still go over for the fancy bedding, but you don't even have to, do all that. No, I'm serious, because like even when he came to my house the first time and he went over, like, I wasn't allowed to have, I'm Mexican, I'm not allowed to have boys at my house. So just even the fact that he was allowed to live with me was like huge. But when he came over to the house the first time, we went to my room, but the door was open. I was like 23 years old. The door was still open. We didn't just go in the room and like hang out, like, hook up. That door was fucking open like we're high schoolers, so.
I mean, even if we did though, that bed is a fucking creak machine.
True.
Yikes.
It really felt like fucking high school.
You just go sit on it and it's like.
He was so scared, and I was like, it's fine, like, the door's open, I'm not doing nothing, so it was embarrassing as fuck, though.
That bit was terrible.
Yeah.
It was like this high too.
Yeah.
You had to like hop on it
really
and
high.
do
And then we had this same stupid fucking bed when he came to live with us. And at first, we would sleep in my room, right? Yeah.
and then we slept in my nightmare.
But, so the way that I had my room set up for just me, I had the bed, and then I had the dresser literally right in front of the bed so that I could have my whole streaming set up. And he fucking hated it. Because every day he would kick either the dresser or the edge of the bed, and he'd just fucking rage, and he'd be so mad for like 10 minutes. Every day he would kick it in the same spot of his,
mauled.
and he'd be so mad. It was really embarrassing. And then eventually we just we took over his room as our room. We didn't use my room.
That one was pretty bad too.
Yeah, well,
It was good. I'm grateful to have a place to live.
That was a room where he had the TV on the fucking ottoman and the cardboard box, and we slept like on a mattress, like on a bed spring shit. So.
Yeah, but see, chat. I always bought these like $200 not like these like 2K, 4K mattresses. These mattresses on Amazon that are like $200. They come in like some tube, or like they come rolled up. They're bussin'.
No, he's not saying like the room was tragic. The mattress was actually dog shit. Like, my parents, I mean, they bought decent mattresses, but my dad would always go to like the liquidation center or something and be like, all right, what's your cheapest bed for my teenage kids or whatever? And that would be the one that we got, springs, fucking whatever the hell. It didn't matter what the material was. As long as it was decent enough and cost the least amount, that's what we got. So that's what we slept on until we moved out, right? We never bought a new mattress.
Why did we move out? I forgot.
When we moved out, the first place we went to was Canada. Because then I came back for a little bit alone, and then you went to Texas alone. Because I wasn't sure that I wanted to live in Texas. And I needed him to officially ask me to go live in Texas with him.
Oh yeah, you were mad at me at the time.
Yeah, so I was not gonna go live in Texas until he officially asked me to go live with him. So I was like, no, I'll live at my parents' house. Like, I don't give a fuck. I would still live at my parents' house to this day if he didn't, make things right. So I went to my parents' house. He went to Texas, and then he finally officially asked me to live with him. And then so I went and I started living with him in Chance's house. And then
I forgot we lived there. Yeah, I forgot we lived
there
in
for a
Chance's
month.
house.
We lived there. We said we were gonna be there for like a month tops, and then we were there for like 4 months.
We said 2 weeks and we're there for like 3 months. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we moved out. We got our own house, and then we moved back in, and then we moved out, and then we moved back in. And then we came back to
True.
California.
Yeah, but I mean, before, remember we had to take the fucking pickup, and you had to come drive you. You had to come
my
get me for
gosh.
45 minutes, and we had to drive for minutes. It was like an hour and a half every day for like fucking
Yeah.
for weeks.
Yeah, I would have to drive my dad's. He has like a black crossover car, and that shit was falling apart at the seams. And I would have to, every time we would hang out, I'd have to drive all the way here, pick him up, go all the way back to my parents, because we hated his fucking apartment for the most part.
Yeah.
Or, actually, at first, you were still living with the Casters.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
and it was so cute because he would be at the end of his stream, and then he'd be like, okay, are you downstairs? I'd be like, yeah, I'm downstairs. And then he'd end his stream and go downstairs. But after like 12 hours of streaming. And then so we'd go to dinner, and then we had nowhere to hang out because we weren't going to hang out in their fucking house. So sometimes he'd go all the way to my parents' house, and I'd bring him all the way back.
That was cute.
Yeah. Those were really quality times, for sure.
Yeah, but it's a lot of time wasted. I don't like wasting time. So traveling it kind of annoys me. Sometimes I go to the stream and I'd be fucking tired of shit. But I enjoy waking up early. At least I woke up at the time. Now I don't wake up anymore.
Yeah.
Which is gonna change?
After this 24-hour stream.
See, you believe in me, right?
Yeah, I do. Oh, one of his favorite things to do too when I'd bring him back in the morning, he'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go start my stream right now, like right this second. And then what would you do?
I go to McDonald's. I would get a large Coke.
One time I was like, it was like 8 in the morning, and I was like, okay, like I want some pancakes, it's breakfast. And I was driving over to the McDonald's thinking that he's going to start a stream, and he's walking down the street, and he's like in his little Dallas hoodie and his little sweatpants, and he's like in his phone like this, and he's looking all around, and I'm just busting up laughing because it felt so weird, like I was spying on him because I could just see him walking to McDonald's, getting his little food, walking back.
Yeah.
It was really cute, but.
Yeah, but I always go to McDonald's. I would get I wouldn't get the coffee. I'd get the Coke instead.
So every time after that day, I'd be like, do you want me to go take you to McDonald's before I take you home? And he'd be like,
Yeah, I go to McDonald's instead.
he'd get the same breakfast like every day too.
Yep, that's cute.
Very cute.
Well, thanks for precising my
Yeah, you still don't know the full story of how we met. It's a very long story. It's a lot of.
It's a lot of drama.
It's a lot of shit that we don't like to talk about because some people just don't deserve to be mentioned. If I'm being quite honest with you, they're just not good people. So,
Yeah, don't go too hard. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna get fucking paragraphs. I'm gonna get a book in the mail.
There's no point in us acknowledging that shit because
Literally.
there's just not. So we don't talk about a lot of the stuff that happened back then. It's irrelevant, it's stupid, and it wasn't drama. It's not CX. That was a one-time thing. You guys can watch the video, and the context of the whole video is there.
That was sick though.
And I see a lot of people are confused about that. If you think about the timeline that we just told you, we were not dating during that at all.
That was fun though.
Exactly.
I enjoyed hanging out with them. That was
We had
fine.
a
That was
great
cool.
time. And you guys heard what the context of the video, all of the thing was. So I get that, you know, the degeneracy around it, but
Oh my god, how dare people make content, Jesus Christ.
yeah, I get the degeneracy, like, you know, it doesn't matter what we say, that you guys are so manipulated to whatever. If you're part of that degeneracy, that's fine. But what I'm talking about is other things that, like, other people that we used to hang out with when we first knew each other or whatever. It's a long story of how we fully met and everything that happened at the beginning, so.
Just kind of think.
Maybe one day, in a few years, we'll share it with you guys, but it's been a long time. Long time.
Maybe it's in some podcast or some shit.
Yeah, maybe in a podcast. We'll save it.
Maybe on the official podcast, starting in theaters in January, live from the comfort of your homes. You can watch me and one invitee, special worldwide guest Insane, in a live interview exclusive to you on Twitch now for free. Okay.
Well, that was my really long extra story time, but only because he kind of kept asking me questions. I was just correcting the day we met.
Okay.
Bye, Pooh. I love you.
Good night.
Bye.
Okay. A real exclusive. It arrived. Okay. Time is it? 2 a.m. You know what time is it? You know what time it is? Oh, dude, my chest hurts. What the fuck could
I
it
thought
be?
you guys were just roommates. Damn it, I only watched you for that fine booty of XQC.
It's Master Chief time.